I'm Jerry Ingram with Volunteer Home Mortgage, and I am this morning's sponsor. More about what my business can help with all your mortgage needs is coming up soon. But first things first, let's get over to Wake Up with Witcher, which is coming up next.
You're watching East Tennessee Weather. Weather when you want it.
All right. Good morning, everyone. It is now 7 o'clock. Getting us started on this good old Wednesday hump day, baby. Today's Wake Up with Witcher sponsor is Volunteer Home Mortgage. Visit them online, volunteerhomemortgage.com, or call them at 865-238-7500. Jerry and her team are available 7 days a week. And the loan is a big deal. It's typically your number one purchase. There's a lot of money on the line, so they know exactly what they're doing. That's why they're available 7 days a week, from conventional to FHA, VA, to new construction, USDA, construction repair, and non-QM loans. Again, they are there to help you out and navigate this very crazy process of getting a mortgage. Again, give them a call today at 865-238-7500 or visit them online at volunteerhomemortgage.com. Let's get everyone out the door here this morning. A live look there, not at my email. How about not not that either. How about the T-Dot cameras and the school bus forecast as the kids get off to school here this morning? It is a nice, quiet start to the day. We do have a little bit of fog out there this morning. We'll talk much more about that coming up here in just a second. A few mid-level clouds hanging out with us. A live look from Maynardville, Union County, and a nice little glow of the sunrise this morning. It's a gorgeous start to the day. It feels good again this morning. But it may not last all day or all week anyways because, well, we're talking about more heat. Well, not a ton more heat, but more humidity and another storm system that's going to be approaching the area. And that's going to bring us increasing chances for showers and thunderstorms. And actually, believe it or not, we actually have a risk for maybe a few isolated strong to severe thunderstorms. Let's talk about the almanac from yesterday. We made it to 87. It was an average day yesterday. 81 in Crossville, 92 Chattanooga, and 86 in Tri-Cities. We've had 5 days so far this month in the 90s. We're still sitting, I believe, at 34 days, which is average of 90 degrees or hotter. But we've been trending at or even slightly below average since last Thursday. And I think that trend's going to continue throughout the day today. Satellite and radar picture here this morning. Nothing really showing up like yesterday. We do have a chance for maybe an isolated stray shower or thunderstorm across upper East Tennessee mountains and over into North Carolina. So I'd say from Greene County up to Unicoi County, Johnson County, and into the mountains of North Carolina, probably the best location if we were to see anything at all develop. But really, the general idea is we're pretty much going to stay on the dry side. Again, we do have a little bit of patchy dense fog. Nothing really to write home about. Shouldn't slow most of you down here this morning, but embrace the comfortable temperatures. It feels good again this morning. We don't have a lot of humidity, although the humidity started to increase just a little bit more today. And that's going to be the story today into tomorrow and more so on into our Friday. But we're almost to the weekend. It's so nice. 82 degrees expected by lunchtime. Gorgeous. Great lunch hour. Yeah, of course, if you're out in the direct sunlight, sure, it heats up a little bit more. So we've got this batch of clouds hanging out with us this morning. They should dissipate. We'll see plenty of sunshine, I think, as we get into the lunch hour. Plenty of sunshine into the 3 o'clock hour. Notice a few radar returns. Top right-hand side of your screen, like right above me. I think that's the best chance and the best location of seeing any sort of activity at all. But when you look at our rainfall forecast for the day, it's pretty lackluster. And it kind of shows exactly what we saw yesterday as well. So can't rule that out, but most will stay dry. Average high temperatures again today. It's going to be a solid day. Average high for this time of year is 88. We're going to be in the upper 80s to a few pockets of 90s. Dew points start to come up, especially south of Interstate 40. We'll be in the low to mid 60s for dew point numbers, and so that's going to lead to a little bit more of a heat index value, which again leads to just a little bit more heat stress throughout the day today. A nice evening ahead of us as well, 87 by 6, 83 by 8, and 76 by 10. Not a bad evening. Nice evening to take a nice little walk around the neighborhood. As I mentioned, the heat stress picks up a little bit more today. We'll do it a little bit more tomorrow. And just a little bit more on into our Friday as well, especially across Middle and West Tennessee, where the heat's really going to start to build. They're going to see a lot more heat. They're going to see a lot more humidity. But the reason our heat stress builds a little bit more is because of those the dew point numbers. The dew point numbers gradually increase. So again, dew points are going to be in the 60s today. So if you need to get out and mow the yard, do some yard work, if you work outside, should be a perfect day to do so and enjoy it because, well, by Friday and Saturday, it's going to be feeling awfully muggy around the area. But then again, we're going to be dealing with rain showers around the area as well. So, all right, your severe weather outlook by the Storm Prediction Center. We do have a level 1 risk that's been issued by the Storm Prediction Center. Friday night and a Saturday morning would be the best timing. It's all associated with this next storm system. So we pick up our timeline here on Thursday. I'm going to show you a couple different vantage points here. This is one that just will show you the storm system racing to the south and southeast. Let me go back to that. And as it does so, that upper level energy will swing its way on through. And that's what helps provides a lift in the atmosphere. You see that little bowling ball of energy sliding its way to the south and southeast. That's what's going to give us the rain showers Friday into Saturday. Cold front will swing its way through, and that should start to shut down the rain. So when you look at your accumulated rainfall amounts, now, of course, not specific numbers anyways, but all the way through Friday, we're going to see some decent rain. This is a long-range model, so the resolution's not great, but gives us the general idea that, yeah, we are expecting rain showers. So from today through Friday, so basically just through the day on Friday, some of us could pick up anywhere from a quarter to over an inch and a half of rainfall. We'll add a little bit more to that on Saturday, so maybe another quarter of an inch of rain possible on Saturday. I think Friday night will bring us the heaviest rain and also the potential for that severe weather, and then likely not to get a ton throughout the day on Saturday and or Sunday. It should start to wind down. Still keeping about a 50% chance of rain Friday and Saturday. I think Friday night, though, probably after about 5 to 7 o'clock at night is going to be when that storm system really starts to approach. But we need the rain. Listen, we've had a solid stretch of some dry weather. We've only had 3 days of measurable precipitation here in the month of August so far. And the heaviest rain came on the 1st. Second heaviest was on the 3rd. And then the 3rd, well, only 0.02 of an inch of rain. But that's technically measurable, right? And so we've had a nice solid stretch of dry weather. And when we look ahead towards the latter part of the month, well, the Climate Prediction Center is saying maybe average to slightly below average precipitation. So that's not great news. And I'll explain why here in just a second as we dive into some other weather stuff. I've got more to talk about here this morning. Temperature-wise, we're going to stay pretty average. Highs upper 80s to near 90. Heat index climbs into the mid to upper 90s, possibly Friday, Saturday. But again, we're going to have the clouds in place, and so it may not feel quite as hot due to the fact that we'll not have the direct sunlight over us. And as we wrap up the month, we may be trending a little bit at or maybe slightly above average as we get closer to the latter part of the month. All right, real quick close view of that risk for severe storms on Friday night and the Saturday morning. There's that level 1 risk. When you look at the rainfall totals just through Friday, again, anywhere from a quarter to upwards of an inch or more of rain. We're going to pile up a little bit more Saturday. Sunday it starts to exit, and then Monday we'll likely not see a whole lot of activity as it begins to wind down. We'll be talking about the tropics coming up here in just a few minutes. Again, no major incidents on the roads here this morning. So it's Wednesday. Is the day going well? The chat's not working so well to pop up on the screen, so we'll just have to read it out loud here this morning. But got everybody on here. Kimberly, Julie, Dwayne, Michelle with Wild Tree Lane. By the way, if you've not checked them out, go check them out. I don't know if Tom's on here. I haven't seen Tom on here for a while. But Tom has an event coming up to raise money for a good cause. It's coming up this Saturday, by the way. So it's going to be the first, can't really have a first annual, Tom, but it's going to be the first annual Union County Firemen's Fund Raising Day. Okay? It's this Saturday, August 17th, just a few days away. This event will be countywide at the following locations. So we got TK's Gourmet Food Wagon at Sticks and Scoops, if you're familiar with Sticks and Scoops in Union County. We'll have Pete's Place, Knoxville Dragway. We will have Hometown Restaurant, Food City, City Hall Bar and Grill, Kelly's Deli. And at each location, they are going to have fire department's presence with a truck and a boot drive. It's going to be a great day and a chance to meet and greet our local fire and rescue heroes and support them. But Tom is doing this because he is raising money for the fire department because he lost his son almost a year ago. It's almost been a year. And so he wanted to do a fundraiser for his son, who was a fireman himself. And so Tom's starting this first annual. It's going to be going on for years and years to come, but raising money for the Union County Firemen's Fundraising Day. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, you probably have to grab the umbrellas, but go out and raise some money for Union County and the firemen's there. So, Tom, if you're on here and you have anything else to add, let me know. I haven't seen you on here for a couple days. You're probably just sleeping in or running that food truck that you have, TK's Gourmet Food Wagon. Aaron says, good morning, y'all. Happy Wind Down Wednesday. There we go. Wind Down Wednesday. Are we winding down or are we whining down? Or are we just plain whining? I think none of the, none of the above. Well, we're winding down and we will wind down. How about that one, Aaron? Let's see. Are we enjoying this nice drier weather pattern? It's pretty nice, right? Pretty nice. Okay, so we've talked about that. Let me give you the latest information on the tropics. So we've got Tropical Storm Ernesto. Tropical Storm Ernesto's moving its way through the still tropical storm, just the center of circulation just to the north of Puerto Rico. Working its way, it's going to move north of the Dominican Republic. And then it's just going to become a fish storm for a little bit, but barreling down on Bermuda. And this storm system looks to be strengthening here as we get into the day tomorrow, into Friday morning, and could ramp up as a Category 3, making landfall maybe near, well, Bermuda's really, really tiny, and it's basically in the center of the cone of uncertainty. So Bermuda needs to, batten down the hatches, as they say. Could be a strong Category 2 as it makes landfall in Bermuda late Friday, early Saturday morning. But again, staying far, far away from the continental U.S., so no issues there whatsoever. Again, if you're new to the platform, you want to check in on the tropical updates. We do have that information with the interactive radar. There is an overlay for the National Hurricane Center's tracks, also spaghetti plots. I don't need to track the rain today, but you can always check in on your daily forecast weather updates and your 1 minute with Witcher if you only have 1 minute of your time. Let's talk about the next big thing. Did you see me post this on social media yesterday? We are heading out of a La Nina year. We're basically neutral right now, but we're transitioning into we were in an El Nino year where we are currently in a neutral phase and transitioning to a La Nina summer winter. So La Nina winter the probabilities look to be ramping up. We've got a 66% probability that we'll have El Nino over the next couple of months. And then I think it's like a 74% probability for it to becoming a strong, La Nina anyways, as we get into the winter months. So what does that mean, right? We're talking about ocean waters. We're talking about a lot of weird things that are happening around the world that actually really plays a huge role in how the weather plays out here in the continental U.S. and for us here in the Southeast. So we're currently in the neutral phase. So normal trade winds or near slightly below normal water temperatures. So the waters are cooler than what they were, the Pacific waters anyways, than what they were with an El Nino year. Okay, so, but it's transitioning to a La Nina, so the water temperatures will continue to cool. A lot of upwelling, and so the Pacific waters will cool. Stronger trade winds, cooler water temperatures, and lower moisture content. Sometimes that produces less wind shear and more hurricane activity into the Caribbean and down by the Bay of Campeche and the Yucatan Peninsula. Okay, but what does that mean for us here in the U.S.? Well, as we get into the winter months, for us in the Southeast, it typically means a warmer than average winter. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we won't get any cold Arctic outbreaks or anything like that. Just generally speaking, when you look at the entire 3 months of winter, December, January, February, we will probably trend a little bit on the warmer side, depending on how strong it is. But there's been a lot of research done, or not, I should say not enough research done on a quick transition. Typically, it takes a while to go from a El Nino, neutral, La Nina. Well, this is happening a little bit more rapidly, and there's not a lot of research done on how fast when things change this fast, what does that really mean for our weather patterns here in the U.S.? So those are temperatures. When we're talking precipitation, La Nina typically represents at or maybe even slightly above average precipitation. Well, as we get into fall, right, we've talked about this. When you look at your monthly climates, the rainiest month is the month of July. Then we transition to a drier weather pattern in August. September is drier than August, and October is our driest month. So that's why I say we need the rain when we can get it right at this point of the game, because we don't want to go into the driest months already in a drought situation. Likely not going to be a good case. But I also point out this map of tying it into the La Nina activity, because if they're talking about above average precipitation for the winter months, again, December, January, February, well, look at November, we start to ramp up those rainfall totals. So right there. And then we get into December. December is our second, I shouldn't say rainiest, but when it comes to precipitation, it's our second wettest month for the entire year is December. Can you believe that? And then January is a wet month as well. We stay on the wet side into February, March, April, comes down May and June, and then ramps back up in July. But again, if we're talking about above average precipitation, possibly due to La Nina, well, now we're talking about some of the wettest months of the year on the way. And as I mentioned as well, doesn't mean we won't get any Arctic outbreaks. It just means that we may have a more available moisture. So if we do get some colder outbreaks coming in from Canada, then we're likely maybe to have a better chance for snow. Now, we don't typically get a ton of snow during La Nina years. Something else to think about. Whew, lots of stuff going on. Global weather patterns make a huge difference. El Nino, La Nina, ENSO, neutral, all these crazy things, right? Anyways, that's what I have for you today. Let's see what you're all saying on the chat. It's somebody's birthday. Can't read it very well. Happy birthday, Krista's mom. Oh, yeah. Is today the surprise, or did you already have the surprise? Morning, Angie. She's joining us from UT Hospital this morning. How are you? Tell all the nurses and doctors and everybody there I said hi. I don't know. I think my wife was at UT Hospital yesterday. I'm not quite sure where she's going today. Katrina says, support TK. Yes, support TK and the fundraiser that he is starting again Saturday in Union County in Maynardville. You cannot miss it. Lots of activity going on. Barry says, no whining. Agreed. That's our number one rule on the lake. When we go out on the lake and do paddleboarding, listen, there's no crying or whining on the lake. If you're whining or crying on the lake, you can go somewhere else. This is a happy place. So get on out of here if you're going to be doing some whining. Nobody wants a whiner. Katrina's loving the cooler temperatures. Me too, man. It feels good. Continued some projects yesterday. So Little Witcher's Adventures. Let's see. I'm finishing up a few projects. We got our couch delivered yesterday. Remember I told you we bought our first couch as a married couple? Like we feel so grown up now. Looks good. Now we're just rearranging the rooms and stuff like that, trying to make it a little bit more feng shui, if you will. Carol says, good morning. Camping this weekend. Where are you camping, Carol? Are you camping or am I? I'm camping this weekend. Well, we're glamping this weekend. Did we know that FEMA is out of funding? I did not know that. Doesn't surprise me. Good morning, Kat. How are you? We got Denise joining us and Tammy. Do we have any good photos to pass along? We will be dancing in a moment. See if we got any good new photos. I'm not quite sure if we do. I can't see any of them. Oh, there's a cool photo. There's a nice little sunset. This one, my friends, is coming in from Tammy herself. Tammy! She's on the chat this morning. Always sending me some great sunrises and sunsets. That's the Sunset Tuesday in Washburn last night. Great shot, Tammy. Great shot. Love the photos that you send in. Ooh, here's a cool one. How about this one? Oh, that's a great one. That's from Elaine Ombre. The first quarter moon over Maryville. That was on the 12th. That is gorgeous. Julie and her son the other night and her husband got out to do a little bit of exploring in outer space, if you will. Checking out the stars. And I think she said checking out the moon. And that was the night of the Perseid meteor shower. I was going to say, Julie uploaded like 15 photos of the same picture. There we go. I was trying to find your son. There's Joshua. Josh, good old Josh. He's friends with Caden, my youngest son. So Caden is 9, Josh is 10, and Kipton is 11. So all of our kids are like the same age. And Julie's a Witcher weather watcher. Cool stuff. What's up there, Josh? Great photo, by the way. Great crystal clear photo. Amazing. You can always upload a photo through the Witcher's Pictures link if you want using the East Tennessee Weather app. But guess what? We got chicken on those holidays for the day today, my friends. Oh, boo. We only have 2 again today. Lame. Totally lame. It's National Navajo Code Talkers Day. Have you seen that? I don't know if it's a movie or I think it's a movie. Talking about the code talkers, the Navajo code talkers and the wars and how they helped out. If you've not watched it, I highly recommend it. I don't know what the name of it's called. But it is it's a great movie. And it's National Creamsicle Day, my friends. Some of my favorite popsicles in the world are creamsicles. And if you can't do a creamsicle, I've said it before, I'll say it again. But Sonic has amazing cream slushes. Cream slushes, I think they're called. So you could get orange if you wanted to celebrate Creamsicle Day. Or my favorite is a grape cream slush. It's basically a creamsicle in a cup. Can't go wrong with that. That's amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. All right, that's it for that. That's all we got. Let's see if there's any accidents on the interstate to slow you down here this morning. Nope, no accidents right now, but we are getting bogged down just a little bit in downtown. Not too terribly bad at 40 and Hall of Fame, so traffic is running smoothly this morning. So we've talked about tropics, we've talked about La Nina, we've talked traffic, we've danced. My goodness gracious, it's only 7:22. Good morning, Layla. How are you this morning? Love creamsicles, says Cheryl. Scott Farmer says, big orange creamsicles I do like. I mean, you can't go wrong with the flavor of a creamsicle. It's like awesomeness in your mouth, right? The new Samsung Ultra's 24S takes incredible close-ups of the moon, says Buck. Concert's pretty awesome too, I bet. Oh, you did send a picture of your grandson. All right. All right, Kimberly. Let me get you a picture of your grandson. Here's Kimberly's grandson, everybody. Look at that little cutie. Little cutie patootie right there. What's up, little man? How you doing? I love it. I absolutely love it. Ah, what a day. It's Wednesday. Hopefully you have good plans today. Got several meetings today, so that's good news. And several things I'm working on. Remember, we are raising money for the American Cancer Society. I'll be talking more about that in the coming days as I set up my page and start some events, so don't forget about that. Remember, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, the TK's Tom has set up the first annual Union County Firemen's Fundraising Day. It's Saturday, all day long and all throughout the entire county of Union County. You want to go help raise some money for some good firefighters here in this town and recognize Tom's son who lost his life a year ago. Highly recommend it if you got a few bucks in your back pocket. Save a few as well for me as I raise money for the American Cancer Society, breast cancer, and all cancer. A big old fundraiser that runs all the way through the month of November. So you'll hear me talking about that a lot more in the coming days. And of course, don't forget this morning's Wake Up with Witcher was sponsored by Volunteer Home Mortgage. You can give them a call at 865-238-7500 or visit them online at volunteerhomemortgage.com. You've been watching Wake Up with Witcher. If you missed any of the forecast, I'll send you back to the 24-hour weather channel, the only 24-hour weather channel right here in East Tennessee, which you can get in on using check it out, watch it by using the East Tennessee Weather app, Roku TV, Amazon Fire, and also YouTube. Plus, I got new updates. Apple TV is literally right around the corner, my friends. It is being worked on as we speak. So East Tennessee Weather will continue to expand its reach. Good stuff right there. All right, have a great day, my friends. We'll see you back here for Wake Up with Witcher tomorrow morning. And, of course, all over social media, all day, every day. Love you all.
You're watching East Tennessee Weather. Weather when you want it.
Good morning. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. It's going to be another beautiful day. A little bit of morning dense fog, plenty of sunshine, a little bit warmer, and a little bit more humidity. Yesterday, we had a nice seasonal average day. We made it to 87 degrees in Knoxville, 81 Crossville, 92 Chattanooga, and 86 degrees in the Tri-Cities area. And that still puts us right about average, which has been nice because we have had 5 days in the 90s this month, but we've dropped down into the 80s. Now, it does look like maybe getting close to 90 degrees here as we get closer into our, well, say Thursday and Friday timeframe as another cold front and storm system approaches the area. Throughout the day today, the fog burns off this morning. We'll have plenty of sunshine, a couple of afternoon clouds, just like yesterday. Can't rule out maybe a couple of isolated stray showers across parts of Washington, Unicoi counties, the mountains of East Tennessee, North Carolina, but not a lot of activity is expected whatsoever. Expected another dry day, generally speaking. All right, so you can clearly see that we're not going to see a whole lot of rainfall throughout the day today. Temperatures will top out in the upper 80s to right around 90. So again, we're adding a little bit more moisture to the atmosphere. Dew points come up just a little bit more today, especially across the Southern Valley, and that's going to lead to heat index values, basically Interstate 40 south in the 90s, and we'll be in the mid to upper 80s for heat index values to our north. 87 degrees by 6 in the evening rush hour, down to 83 by 8, and 76 degrees by 10 o'clock tonight. So a nice little evening ahead of us. But again, today, the heat stress comes up just a little bit. We're going to get more moisture in the atmosphere tomorrow, so the heat stress increases a little bit more on Thursday, and we'll do that again on into our Friday as our dew point numbers come up. And when you look at our dew points, you can see how they're going to climb from the low 60s, which is still comfortable, into the mid 70s by Saturday. Frontal boundary moves through, dry air sets back up, and rolls back into the area as we end the weekend and start next week. So let's talk about this next rainmaker. Our next storm system to our Pacific Northwest, it's going to slide to the south and southeast, and as it does so, it's going to bring rain to the area. So rain is expected Friday. Rain still expected on Saturday, but Friday night and Saturday morning, we do have a chance for a few isolated strong to severe thunderstorms, and then the storm system should exit as we get into our Sunday, Monday time frame. But by the end of the weekend, we're likely to pick up about a quarter to upwards of a half an inch of rainfall here locally, and then we won't see anything really on Monday and Tuesday. So our rain chances elevated Friday, Saturday, come back down Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So Friday, Saturday are the rainier days, which at this point of the game we desperately need. We've had a solid stretch of zero rain except for Thursday and the 1st, the 8th, and the 3rd. That's the only rain that we've seen so far this month. Now, typically it is a dry month. We've picked up 2.35 inches of rainfall so far the month. The average is 3.63. So we need more moisture, especially going into some extremely dry months, September and October. And speaking of precipitation, we may be actually trending at or slightly below average when it comes to precipitation for all the way through possibly the 22nd and 28th of the month. All right, temperature trend. We're going to see those temps pretty average here for this time of the year. We're going to be in the mid to upper 80s to low 90s, so nothing too hot, nothing too cold. But remember, the humidity is increasing. Therefore, we're talking about increasing chances for some heat index value to be in the mid to upper 90s as we get into the middle and latter part of the week and the start of the weekend. So again, we sure hope you have a wonderful and safe day. I do want to, for any of you who want to stick around, talk about the tropics. We are talking about the tropics. We have Tropical Storm Ernesto moving its way through the Antilles. It's going to swing its way northward, north of the Dominican Republic, towards Bermuda, and the latest guidance has it as possibly a Category 3 or a strong 2 as it works its way right over Bermuda. So we're going to be watching that one closely. It is tracking to the northwest at 16 miles per hour with max winds at 70 miles per hour. So definitely one to be watching, but it's not going to hit the U.S. mainland. We are going to be trending average when it comes to temperatures anyways, to slightly above average as we get into the middle and latter part of the month. You can check in every single day with the East Tennessee Weather app. It's a free app download. Just go to your app store and search East TN Weather, all one word. All right, we sure hope you have a wonderful and safe day. Enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy the slightly drier air because the humidity really starts to pick up tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. Your next weather update's coming up today at lunchtime. We'll see you then.